Okay, so in here, everything is connected to everything else, which means that when I'm attempting to go down one train of thought, every thought triggers so many other thoughts that it's very, very, very easy to go off on a random tangent that loses most people very, very, very quickly. Some people seem to have a very kind of linear brain, linear thinking style, whereas I am quite the opposite. Everything is working in parallel. Everything is happening at once, and that means trying to get out one coherent message is often a real struggle. I've got a friend that remembers so many little details of information of her day and things like that, that when she's telling you a story, often it comes across as a whole bunch of seemingly random, useless information that don't really have much to do with the point that she's trying to make. And the reason that is, or at least the reason that is for me, is because all of the things that I'm telling you, they might not be useful to you, but they're useful to me in the sense that they trigger the next memory and they let me keep going with the story so that I don't lose my flow. So what I find is that if I just keep talking and keep saying something, then eventually I'll get out what I'm trying to get out. And that is sometimes why I go around in circles with things. It's sometimes why I repeat myself. It's sometimes why I give 3 examples of saying exactly the same thing in different words. See what I did there? So the reason I do that is because I need to find somewhere in here the next piece of the puzzle. And it's not always directly linked to the previous piece of the puzzle. So if I stop or if I get distracted, then if I hear something or I see something or I smell something, or if someone's really loud outside the window, thank you. What was I saying? If I get distracted, just like I did then I have to keep talking for a little bit until eventually my brain gets back to the train of thought that it was on. And sometimes that just doesn't happen. I get sort of deer in headlights syndrome quite a bit. The most annoying time where that happens is when I'm in a classroom or a lecture theatre or something and I put up my hand to ask a question, and then they pick me and they say, yes, you have a question. What's your question? And then everyone looks at me and that distracts me, which means that I've instantly forgotten what the question was that I was going to ask, which can be quite embarrassing. So what I do now is I make sure that I write it down in advance if I'm ever going to ask a question. And I also make sure not to look at anyone while I'm speaking, otherwise I'll lose my train of thought. Yeah, so maybe I'll leave it there. I think the main point was that sometimes when I'm giving you seemingly random information, it's because I need to do that to keep the flow going in my head so that I don't go off on a random topic. And I'm sure I will think of all the things I should have said later, but that's okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you another time.